Most people spend their 20s making money mistakes they'll regret for decades. But what if I told you there are 7 simple habits that could set you on a path to lifelong wealth? If I'd known these when I was younger, my financial journey would have been entirely different and far easier. My name's Simon, and as a self-made millionaire who once lost everything and rebuilt from scratch, I've learned powerful money lessons the hard way. Today, I'll share these crucial habits so you won't have to experience the pain of financial regret later on. The first habit I desperately wish I'd adopted early on is this: paying yourself first. Here's the wealth secret most people never discover. You'll never grow rich just by saving what's left at the end of each month. Instead, you need to reverse your thinking. As Warren Buffett famously advises, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Imagine this simple habit as planting a seed. Over the decades, it quietly blossoms into extraordinary wealth, often without you noticing. Let me share a quick personal story. When I was younger, I spent everything that came in. I enjoyed life, but built no financial cushion. Later, when my first business collapsed, I faced ruin. Had I paid myself first even modestly during those early years, I'd have had a safety net that would have saved me incredible pain. Now here's a second essential habit you must develop: invest early and consistently. Albert Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, and rightly so. Simply put, the earlier you start investing, even with small amounts, the more wealth multiplies exponentially. Consider this fascinating example. If at 20 you invest just £100 monthly with an 8% annual return, by the age of 65 you'll have nearly £500,000. But if you wait until 35, you'll end up with less than £150,000. That small delay cost you a fortune. The third crucial habit is something I initially overlooked: understanding debt. Debt isn't inherently bad, but as entrepreneur and financial guru Robert Kiyosaki wisely states, good debt is a powerful tool, but bad debt can destroy you. My early years were littered with reckless borrowing for lifestyle, not assets. But once I learned to use debt strategically, borrowing to invest in properties and businesses that generated income, I finally turned the tables. Always ask yourself, will this debt build wealth or erode it? Make debt your servant, not your master. Now, number 4 is an absolute game changer: keep learning. Legendary investor Charlie Munger once said, "Go to bed smarter than when you woke up." If I'd known that when I was younger, I'd have avoided many costly mistakes. The moment you think you know enough about money is exactly when you'll start losing it. Commit to continuous self-education. Read powerful books, listen to insightful podcasts, attend seminars, make financial learning a lifelong passion. Knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. The 5th money habit I wish I'd grasped is to always live below your means. This doesn't mean living poorly, but rather avoiding the temptation to inflate your lifestyle every time your income grows. Look at legendary billionaire Warren Buffett. He still lives in the modest house he bought in 1958. Here's what's truly fascinating: the wealthiest people don't need to show off their wealth. By maintaining a comfortable yet modest lifestyle, you dramatically accelerate your ability to build financial freedom. The 6th habit is to regularly track your spending. This may seem dull, but it's astonishingly powerful. Management guru Peter Drucker famously stated, "What gets measured gets managed." When I first sat down and recorded every penny I spent for 1 month, it opened my eyes. Suddenly, I could clearly see where money leaked from my life: subscriptions I didn't need, Impulse buys I quickly forgot. Awareness changes behavior. Try it once, and you'll instantly discover easy places to save, invest, and grow wealth faster. Now there's one more critical money habit, the seventh and perhaps the most transformational. But before we dive into that, I want you to pause and reflect. How many of these habits are you currently practicing? How many could you adopt today? You might think these habits sound simple, even obvious. But here's the shocking truth. Most people don't do them. That's exactly why most people struggle financially. It's not the lack of complex strategies. It's the neglect of simple, powerful, proven practices. But what's the one money habit that's more powerful than all the rest combined? The habit I credit most for going from bankrupt and hopeless to wealthy and confident? You might be surprised because it's nothing technical or complicated, yet it single-handedly reshaped my financial destiny. And that's exactly what we'll explore next, along with practical, actionable steps you can immediately implement. Trust me, you don't want to miss it, because what comes next can quite literally transform your financial future forever. The seventh and most powerful money habit, the one that genuinely reshaped my entire financial future, is this: adopting an abundance mindset. Now, before you dismiss this as mere positive thinking, let me assure you it's far more profound than that. The legendary entrepreneur Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right." Your mindset isn't just a nice to have, it's your most vital financial asset. When I went bankrupt, I struggled with deep feelings of scarcity and defeat. I'd lost everything, and I felt like I'd never succeed again. It wasn't until I began consciously cultivating an abundance mindset that my financial world started shifting dramatically. Here's the wealth secret most people never discover. Abundance isn't about wishful thinking. It's a practical mental framework that guides you to opportunities rather than barriers. So, what exactly is an abundance mindset in practical terms? It's shifting from "there's not enough money" to "there's always a way to make more." It's seeing setbacks not as permanent failures, but as temporary lessons that sharpen your skills. Consider what billionaire investor Ray Dalio advises. Pain plus reflection equals progress. If you treat every financial challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, your wealth trajectory changes completely. Here's an actionable tip you can implement today. Start practicing daily gratitude. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gratitude seems unrelated to wealth, but as billionaire Oprah Winfrey famously says, "Be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more." The science behind gratitude is compelling. Regularly practicing gratitude rewires your brain, helping you naturally spot financial opportunities and make smarter decisions. Another powerful component of an abundance mindset is giving generously. This might sound counterintuitive. How can giving money away build wealth? Yet history's wealthiest individuals consistently embrace generosity as a core habit. Andrew Carnegie, one of history's richest men, believed deeply that wealth should circulate for the greater good. Modern billionaires like Bill Gates echo this sentiment. When you give generously, you reinforce your belief that money flows abundantly. Over time, your subconscious naturally attracts and generates more opportunities. Let me share a quick personal insight. When I began regularly donating to charity, even small amounts at first, my attitude towards money profoundly shifted. Instead of anxiously clinging to every penny, I began feeling genuinely abundant. And incredibly, the more generous I became, the more wealth-building opportunities came my way. This isn't mystical, it's psychological. Generosity trains your mind to see money as abundant and plentiful, not scarce and limited. But there's another crucial habit that complements abundance thinking. It's the habit of taking consistent, disciplined action. Here's the harsh truth. All the positive thinking and gratitude in the world won't make you wealthy unless paired with regular, disciplined effort. The great philosopher Aristotle wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. You must consistently take action, whether investing monthly, creating passive income streams, or systematically paying down debts. Consistency is exactly why habits matter so deeply. Your daily habits compound like interest. Over time, tiny daily financial disciplines create enormous life-changing wealth. Naval Ravikant puts it perfectly. All returns in life, whether in wealth, relationships, or knowledge, come from compound interest. Your money habits today shape your financial future decades from now. Here's something practical you can implement right away. Commit to just one small financial discipline. Maybe automate a monthly investment, start tracking your daily spending, or read one wealth-building book per month. Commit to that small action consistently, and I promise you'll be astonished by the transformation within just a year. Finally, never underestimate the power of surrounding yourself with financially successful people. As motivational coach Tony Robbins famously advises, you become who you spend the most time with. When I rebuilt my wealth from scratch, one of the most impactful shifts I made was intentionally seeking out mentors and peers who were financially smarter than me. The people around you shape your financial standards. Choose wisely, and you'll naturally elevate your wealth mindset. I share all this with you because I genuinely wish someone had shared these powerful habits with me in my 20s. The journey would have been far smoother, and I'd have built wealth far quicker. But the good news is, it's never too late. Whether you're 20 or 50, these 7 habits hold the power to transform your financial future. So now, ask yourself honestly, which habits will you start adopting today? Let me know in the comments. I personally read every single one because your financial success matters deeply to me.